Hello everyone, this is meteorologist Xavier Hunter, and this is the tropical weather update for September 22nd, 2024. First, I do have to apologize I didn't get an upload up yesterday. I did have to work somewhere during the afternoon, and then when I was trying to do the power went out last night as well, so I wasn't able to post that video. But here we are here for this morning, and we got a lot to talk about, including the potential for a potential hurricane strike into the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, our system in the Caribbean is already has this nice Central American gyre forming up in the region with a lot of convection here. You also have two other areas to watch. We have Invest 96L located here in the subtropical Atlantic that has a chance of becoming a brief tropical depression in the next day or two. And then we have a wave exiting off of Africa this morning that will likely develop somewhere in the central Atlantic here by the end of the week. All right, so we look at the what the NHC shows here for the 7-day outlook here. Just wearing what I said again, we have a 70% chance of development in the Western Caribbean here, with a potential to become a tropical cyclone in the next couple of days before moving to the north and potentially striking portions of the Gulf Coast states, eastern Gulf Coast states by the end of the week. Again, we have Invest 96L that has a chance of becoming a tropical depression short-lived in the next day or two if the system becomes more better organized. And then we have this tropical wave leading off of Africa that has a 40% chance of development by the end of the week. But our main focus is going to be the Western Caribbean system that has the potential of becoming our next hurricane threat for the Gulf Coast states. So looking at satellite here, we have a good amount of a lot of convection here with the system. The upper level, the upper level trough here that's brought all the way down here, which is pretty rare for the month of September here, as trough all the way down here, and the convection and that has a lot of convection to develop and expanding outflow all the way to the northwest here. So a very healthy very healthy gyre right now. Actually, a lot of convection into the Western Caribbean. The main focus point will likely be this area over here of convection right here that's building off here. We're starting to get some surface observations of some lower pressures in this region, and this will probably be the focal point of where our system will likely develop here into the next couple of days. So if we go and look at our PWAT values, just to continue to show you that how our gyre has formed here over the last couple of days here. It's not the right one. If you just go back in time here, you have seen over the last couple of days that this gyre has continued to develop, and we're starting to get a congeal amount of convection here. And what is expected here in the next day or two is that a piece of vorticity will likely come off it, generally in the same area that we saw in the satellite picture, sometime form here, and then in the next couple of days start to move more to the northwest here, and in the next couple of days here. If we go and see, as it continues to gel here, so by sometime Tuesday, we'll likely get some type of tropical cyclone to develop out of this. Look at the conditions. Once again, the conditions are absolutely right for development. Sea temperatures will be absolutely no problem here. Areas of 31 and 32 degrees. If we're going to get that, areas of, let's use a different color here. Areas of 31 and 32 degree temperatures in the Western Caribbean right there. And then also in addition, we also have still warm temperatures as you head into the southern Gulf of Mexico as too. And then let me go ahead and also bring up what I forgot to put out is the ocean heat content. It is going to be absolutely plenty here, so bear with me as I show you this. I'm just going to take a look at doing this on the fly here, but as you can see, if we can click on ocean heat content here, you can see that it is absolutely plentiful too. So not only that the sea surface temperatures are very very warm, that they're very very deep, that will support a potential of intense hurricanes, and that is what is likely is supported here as we look at the upper levels of the atmosphere here. This is not the upper levels of the atmosphere. This is the GFS. We'll look at this here in a few moments here, but what I wanted to show you here is that once again the models have nicely shown that this upper level trough here why is it not absolutely not visible, but this nice upper level trough here that has allowed convection to form here and spilling it outwards here that supports healthy convection here and creates a low shear environment. Over the next couple of days here, as we head into that, you can see the GFS being shows the developing system right here. But what I would like to show you is this upper level uh, anticyclone here, perfectly placed right over the system here. And as you can see, that allows outflow to be vented out. As you look at the lines here, vented out to the other sides, almost all sides, but most of the eastern side here. That would create a very very low shear environment for the system. That would end up supporting convection, pressure falls, and strengthening here. And this will likely continue throughout the majority of its lifetime as the system begins to move north here. Convection continues to vent to the north here, venting away here. It supports strengthening throughout the majority of its lifetime. And even with this trough here, it's complete outflow. So it's just completely venting the system out here. By the time it nears landfall here, there is a chance that we may see some westerly shear get into the system in terms of about 20, 25, 20 knots or greater here. This is still a bit of an unknown certainty. It likely will depend on the orientation of the trough here. But by the time we get to landfall, there is potential for shear at the end of landfall, allowing dry air to get into the system here. But we're still a little bit too early here. But that's to know what might happen here. So initially, the conditions are very, very right for development of the system strengthening. But by the time we get to landfall here, there may be a potential for unfavorable conditions at landfall. But conditions do support a definite strengthening of a hurricane on approach into the eastern Gulf Coast states, and it's looking likely that it will be somewhere east of New Orleans and the west coast state of western Florida, the western side of Florida here, which will show you in the upper level pattern here, or upper level situation here. So look at the GFS here. We're going to look at Thursday. Let's go back a couple of moments here. So initially, in the next 24 hours here, this system will likely be very slow. As you can see, there's basically nothing steering it right now. You have a trough here that's not going to be mostly impact, but you have a weak ridge here as well. And then you have a trough here right here as well. So everything's basically weak here, but there's nothing right now that's going to be impacting this, that will be steering the system. So over the next 24 to 48 hours here, this system will likely be basically meandering off into the region here. As we start to get to Wednesday here, we start to see as our system begins to form here. As you can see right here, we have this piece of trough now starting to dig into the Midwest here, and depending on the strength of the system, this system will start to feel this piece of trough right over here. So as by the time we get into hour 96 here, this this trough here, this system is absolutely feeling the effects of this trough here, and it's going to be picking up that trough here. In terms of time, and as we go into now, as we continue through the time here, it gets picked off by the trough and will allow the system to get swing to the north here, somewhere between Louisiana and the western coast of Florida here. So it gets starting to get a consistency that this area right here will be the likelihood of where the system will likely go to. There's still some uncertainty on the system. How strong is the trough? How weak is the trough here? A stronger trough will pick up more of the system. It will pick up more of the effects here. Does it dig down more to the south here? Does it keep more to the north? That would still the uncertainty placed on that here, because that would depend on how fast or how slow the system makes its approach here to the Gulf Stream. Same thing goes to the EPS. Both these systems are starting to see a better agreement on this as well here. Let's go to 0C. Actually, we can do 6C right here, actually, since we're within our time period. But as you can see, the trough here onto the west on the EPS is a little bit further to the west here, which actually makes it a lot faster here, because you actually have a ridge extending off here to the west here. So that actually makes the system go in more faster here. Some models have it as early as Thursday evening, or even actually. So still a lot of uncertainty on when the system will reach into the eastern Gulf states of the U.S. here. All right, let's go and look at some of the models here. We'll take a look at all the model runs here. Let's see if 12Z is thin up here. Alright, it's only about 60 hours in, so we'll just go and use the 06C. And the plan is we're probably going to have another video sometime tonight here looking at the recent model trends as well too. So we'll look at the 06C just to show you what it shows here. As you can see, the system actually really develops pretty quickly. As you see, by the time we get to Tuesday evening, we likely have a tropical cyclone already in our hands here. And this has been a trend over the last couple of runs here. But as you can see here, this is yesterday's run at 0C. There's basically been nothing. But what we have been seeing here is that the convections that is popping up here is not what the models have been showing here. And the models have started been catching up to what happens here. You can see at 18Z yesterday, it showed what happened where we have a lot more convection the models showed here, but it shows now a much stronger, deeper system here now by Tuesday evening. Crosses the strait between Cuba and the Yucatan as it goes to the central Gulf of Mexico, and by the time we hit by Thursday evening, we have a landfall of a likely hurricane into the western tip of Florida. Still a little certainty here, as you can see. Some has slowed down, some has it as far east and north of Tampa, and this one had it as far has it at the western panhandle. So there's still a little bit of certainty on the timing, on where the location here, but we're starting to get a consistency that it will likely be somewhere east of New Orleans, Louisiana. So basically, if you're in the Texas region and the western portions of Louisiana, I'm starting to get more confident that you likely won't see much in the way of impacts from this system. Taking a look at the European model here, as you can see, same thing goes to the European model here. A little layered development here, more like Wednesday evening. But it still also has, this only goes out to 90 hours, so let's go and go back to the 0C. It's basically similar to 06C here, but it has a developing system of Wednesday evening, strengthening it. Not as strong as the GFS, but still puts it into the western tip of Florida Big Bend and the Florida Panhandle here by early Friday morning. So and let's go and take a look at the ensembles here. We'll first look at the 06C ensemble run here. And as you can see, EPS shows the system actually developing as early as um, some members developing as early as Monday night, actually. So that's definitely been a trend over the last couple of runs here. As you see earlier, if we looked at earlier runs here, we didn't have much of a development here right now. But as we've now seen over the past couple as we've seen the last couple of runs here, the EPS is now also showing early development on the system as well here. Go to Tuesday, go to Thursday, and you see, certainly some ensembles have the storm making landfall as early as Thursday afternoon here. But you see, you still have a lot of spread here between now and Thursday afternoon where the system goes here, and it depends on what that trough does up to the Midwest Central United States. But the majority of runs have it making landfall sometime by Friday morning here. But there's still a couple of stragglers here too that keeps it as late as Friday evening, Saturday morning here. But the more just looks like that we'll see something making landfall here in the next 5 days here in the west in the Florida region here. Same thing goes for the GEFS as well here. We'll go and take a look at 06C at first here. Also showing development too. Actually less than the EPS surprisingly, but it shows excessive system development by sometime Tuesday for making up. And same thing goes to the GFS. So some have that early as Thursday morning, but the general consensus is sometime Friday. It could be Friday morning, sometime between Thursday evening and Friday morning. Looks like most consensus here, right here. Some of these songs have it as far east as Tampa, as you can see here as well, as they move up to the north here. Just giving you a better understanding here with the ensemble model here. As you can see, there is general consistency that we'll see a landfall between east of New Orleans and on the western coast of Florida here. It's general consistency for most of the models, and they do support a strengthening system there up to landfall too. And the same thing goes as well as the European model, as you can see here at if we go to let's go and go to 06C here, but as you can see, there's definitely a general consensus here. Let's go to 06C. As you can see, somewhere east of Louisiana, of New Orleans, and as far west as New Orleans, and as far west as Tampa. So that's what we're seeing right now. That's starting to become a favorable consensus of what the models are showing here for our potential hurricane threat to the Gulf Coast. That is it for now here. Once again, we have our Caribbean system here that will likely develop into a significant hurricane risk here for the eastern Gulf Coast states. Again, advanced 96 on the central Atlantic and the tropical wave that's coming off the east coast here. Those are the things that we're watching here, but portions of the southeast should start to continue to monitor this system. So I would say start to get that preparation started if you have not, especially if you're here, especially if you're in this region right here. Definitely start to get prepared for a potential hurricane strike within the eastern Gulf Coast states. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please like and subscribe. And comment if you have any questions on this content. I'll let you have another video out sometime tonight after you look at the newest model runs here. So thank you for watching, and stay safe here. This has been meteorologist Xavier Hunter.